you know, it's so interesting that we are tackling really what is a heavy topic on what is the first day of school for so many. So this morning, our series on raising eating disorder resistant kids continues with Dr. Julie. We love having you here, Dr. Julie.
Thank you.
So 1 out of 4 kids say they have dieted prior to the age of 7. That's before adolescence. Dr. Julie is here today to share with us things that we should not do in front of our kids, even if it doesn't directly relate to their bodies. And it starts with how we talk about our own weight loss journey. And you and I have been talking now before or leading up to this segment, Dr. Julie, about something called weight innocence. Let's start there. What does that mean exactly?
So weight innocence is this really beautiful gift of being able to walk around in your body every day and experience your body as just a body, not carrying around the emotional burden of always worrying about your weight, always feeling your body, wondering what you look like, which is what a lot of, especially the women, walk around feeling, and our kids are experiencing that at ever younger ages. It's heartbreaking.
And can I say too, just from the boys' standpoint, I mean, I hear stories all the time about how boys are wanting to do certain things, whether that be take steroids or diet or whatever, whichever direction they want to go with their weight.
Yeah.
I want to dive into this important topic because you offer us a perspective that so many of us don't see, and that is that of our children. You work with kids, and we want to talk about some things that you hear them say that you feel like is important to share with us as parents, not because we don't want to do a good job or not trying to do a good job, but maybe we're just not aware.
Yeah, you know, more poignantly, I work with adults that are looking back at their childhood.
Oh, interesting.
And they're saying, you know, I wish my mother knew this. I wish my father had known this. They know their parents meant well, but sometimes they have limitations based on a lack of education or awareness, or sometimes their own issues within themselves.
Sure.
So what I hear from adult clients is, I wish my mother would have known not to put me on a diet at a young age, especially or regardless of my weight.
Well, and what do you mean by that exactly? Because, I mean, we're not, you know, doing keto, I would imagine, with 7-year-olds, right? Or
well, a lot of young kids are now put on diets.
Okay.
And we know there's a study in 2000 that said that a mother's dieting behavior impacts a 5-year-old's ideas about dieting. So kids are at ever younger ages. We know that 1 out of 4 kids has dieted prior to the age of 7.
And then, Dr. Julie, you say don't weigh yourself in front of your kids.
Yes, kids are always watching. They're looking towards you. So if you are weighing yourself and making negative comments about your weight, kids start becoming aware of their weight, and that's a burden. And
then you say, don't say that I look good, and then follow up by saying, have you lost weight?
Absolutely.
And that's not just talking to our kids, right? You're talking about friends or family, or?
Well, again, parents always feel that they're doing the right thing, and so complimenting your child, you know, dad might say, you look really pretty, but then he might say, have you lost weight? And that gives the message, I look better at a lower weight, you know, my parents are noticing what I look like, and that's what's important, and that's not the message we want to give.
And then I think maybe one of the most important things, and we have to quickly wrap up here, Dr. Julie, but we need to manage our own anxiety, or at least especially how we display it in front of our children.
Absolutely. A lot of times I hear from adolescent mothers and fathers that say, my child is growing out now that they hit puberty. And I say, that's normal. Don't worry, they'll lean up as they naturally go into adulthood. Yeah. So please manage your own anxiety. Give your children the gift of weight innocence. Let them walk around in a body that they just celebrate for it, carrying around their spirit, their self, as opposed to worrying about their weight.
And just carrying that awareness of how we are behaving, and sometimes inadvertently, not to...
Parents are always trying to do right by their children. There's no doubt about that. We just don't always know the effect that we're having on our kids. That's what this series is all about.
Thank you for the important conversation. It's always good to have you.
Thank you for having me.